evening, everyone. Many of you I've had a chance to meet, some of you I have not. I'm Karen Hill, and I'm the CEO of Girl Scouts of Oregon and Southwest Washington, and I am delighted to invite you to welcome you to Oregon's first Girl Scout Gold Award ceremony. Thank you so much for coming this evening.
Color guard attention. Color guard advance. Color guard post the colors. Color guard salute the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join me in the Girl Scout promise. On my
On honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law.
Color guard dismissed. Audience may be seated.
I want to welcome you all this evening and extend a very special thank you to former Governor Barbara Roberts for taking time out of her busy schedule to be with us for this very important event. Before we begin this evening, I have a few people I would like to thank. I would like to thank Alma Jean King, Georgia Bossi, Jean Carter, Colleen Kelly, Nancy Muniz, Gail Camna, Elizabeth Mills, and all the members of the Teen Award team for putting today together. Next, I'd like to acknowledge the staff members we have here: Callie Vanderweel, Stephanie Smetana, Sarah Johnson, and our board member, Kara Fisher, in the back. Thea Kamensky, who is with Spec Studio Mouse and will be doing our photography tonight, and Haley Vanderwell, the wonderful vocalist we just had an opportunity to hear. And finally to troops 40259 and 40159 for our wonderful flag ceremony. Thank you very much. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank you, the family members and the volunteers who have served as mentors, advisors, and friends to the girls that we are honoring this evening. Thank you for the guidance and support you have provided that helped shape these incredible young women we are here to honor. Most of you have some idea what it takes to earn a Girl Scout Gold Award, since you watched, supported, or went on that journey yourself. But if you'll humor me, I'd like to remind you again what a challenge it is that these young women have taken on. To earn the Girl Scout Gold Award, Girl Scouts not only have to complete a set of requirements, but they have to design and develop a project idea, present it to a volunteer committee who evaluate the project's suitability for the Gold Award, and then, after that, the girls implement their projects. Each project is required to have a minimum of 80 hours of leadership work, a daunting timeline, but one that most girls exceed by dozens, if not hundreds of hours. From organizing supply drives and community events, to helping set up a library in Peru, or educating communities about deaf culture, or creating educational films, Girl Scout Gold Award projects are driven by the desire that these young women have to change their communities for the better and to improve the lives of the people around them. While some may see the Gold Awards solely as a culminating event in Girl Scouting, it is in fact a launching off point for girls to continue to give back to their communities as the leaders of today and tomorrow. I know we're all looking forward to watching tonight's honorees as they continue this leadership journey. We are honored to have Governor Barbara Roberts with us this evening. She is Oregon's first and only woman governor. She was elected in 1990 and served 4 years. Before that, she served 2 terms as Secretary of State. She was a state representative and a Multnomah County Commissioner, and she was recently appointed to fill a vacancy on the Metro Council. And again, last but not least, she is just finishing a book, an autobiography called Up the Capitol Steps. It's going to be available in October, and I personally am looking forward to reading it. So now, without further ado, please welcome Governor Roberts.
And thank you, Karen, for the nice introduction. And as an author, I'm always thrilled to get a plug. Good evening, and I'm pleased to be with you to share this special ceremony in Oregon's Capitol building. How wonderful to be in this historic building as we recognize the hard work and leadership of these outstanding Girl Scouts. Now, I grew up in a small town in Oregon, but we were at least large enough to have a Girl Scout troop. And I was fortunate to experience what it means to be a Girl Scout, to share with other girls, to earn badges, to camp out, to live the ethics and the standards of the Girl Scout promise. When I was inaugurated as Oregon's governor in 1991, for the first time in the state's history, Girl Scouts from across Oregon presented the colors for that historic ceremony. I often tell girls' audiences, I am the only Girl Scout who has been the governor of Oregon. You'd think you might earn a merit badge for that, wouldn't you? Actually, my reward is nights just like this one. In 1912, 2 historic events took place for women and girls. In Oregon, women gained the right to vote in 1912. And on March 12, 1912, an extraordinary woman with a vision, Juliet Gordon Lowe, assembled 18 girls from Savannah, Georgia, and founded Girl Scouts of the United States of America. So 1912 was a very good year. And as you think about what Girl Scouts has done, it has helped generations of young women develop leadership potential, dedication to community service, and citizenship. These core values were shown over the first few decades with Girl Scout projects such as the Peach Pit Collection for use in World War I gas mask filters. So if you didn't know that, that's an important piece of history. We had Girl Scouts all over America eating peaches and saving the pit so we could help our men and women, mostly men at that time, in World War I. They also did food drives and clothing collections for the unemployed during the Great Depression of the late 20s and 30s. And during World War II, they were bicycle courier services run by Girl Scouts to save on fuel and also to get messages where they need to be when we didn't have other means to do it. So with a growing membership of 1.5 million girls and adult volunteers at the start of the 1950s, Girl Scouts continue the spirit of community service and citizenship over the next decades, leading the way on issues such as civil rights and inclusion, environmental education, personal health and fitness, and so many more important areas. Today, approximately 10% of the girls nationwide in our country are Girl Scouts. And out of this 10% come 2/3 of our nation's most accomplished women in public service, in business, science, education, the arts, and community life. These alumni include current and former U.S. Secretaries of State Madeleine Albright, Condoleezza Rice, and Hillary Rodham Clinton, former Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, and a number of both past and current Congresswomen. The Girl Scout sisterhood extends to a wide range of careers and talents. Let me just name 3 of them briefly. All 22 of NASA's female astronauts, journalists and writers Katie Couric and Gloria Steinem, and gold medal figure skaters Peggy Fleming and Dorothy Hamill. Girl Scouts all of those amazing women. So we are here today to celebrate a group of elite young women who will be our next generation of impressive Girl Scout alumni. They have dedicated hundreds of hours to their communities while doing the challenging work of earning the Girl Scout Gold Award. It is my honor to congratulate each of you on your outstanding accomplishment. The Girl Scout Gold Award is a time-honored tradition, starting with the Golden Eaglet of Merit in 1916, which became, of course, the highest honor in Girl Scouting then, and evolved into the Golden Eagle in 1919, and then the First Class Award in 1938, the Curved Bar from 1940 to 1962, the First Class Pin from 1962 to 1980, and finally named the Girl Scout Gold Award in 1980, and we hope it stays like that. That's a good name. The young women we honor tonight embody the Girl Scout promise and law. Their projects have benefited communities throughout Oregon and Southwest Washington, our country, and throughout the world. They have designed and painted murals, implemented food, clothing, and supply drives, and enhanced the quality of life for teens living in domestic violence shelters. They have comforted cancer patients and advocated for cycling safety. They have given homeless children a chance to play in a safe environment and have been inspired by their own losses to serve those around them. So please join me in recognizing these amazing young women and their great accomplishments.
Thank you so much, Governor Roberts. And now we are ready to present our certificates. When I read your name,
You can come on up and claim your certificate and your rose, etc. Great. We'll start with Carrie Stripe. And we can cheer as loud as we want to.
Congratulations. I've known her a long time. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So we're just
Do we are doing a picture now?
yes.
Photograph.
Individual.
Photo op.
Right.
Michelle Coffey.
Congratulations, Michelle.
This is and when you turn around for that lovely photograph.
Sarah Rosenkrantz. Alexa Ortiz. Elizabeth Young. Monette Meyer.
Congratulations, Monet. Thank you. Another one of mine. Congratulations.
She was quick.
Julie Badaracco.
Congratulations.
We've got two cameras, one there and one there. Okay. Yeah, look at that other one. Oh, you want another one? Thank you.
Shelley Gelineo.
Congratulations.
Megan Governor. Oh, shucks, I did governor for a governor. Oh, it would have been so perfect.
You know, I could accept that she is my neighbor if you'd like.
It seems like we just have to do this.
I was like an assistant troop leader. I had an older troop, and we always worked with the younger troop, this troop. So.
Oh, cool.
You have to do the whole thing, you have to shake hands.
Okay, this is awesome. This is great. I'll take the picture for her too. Her mother will love it. Her mother's her troop leader. So.
That's funny.
Megan Hofstede.
All right, we'll start you.
She's so fun. Congratulations.
Sarah Tensa.
Wait. You're just in a hurry. She's so good. Get there.
Willa Ford.
Don't turn around it. We're going to fix it.
Nellie Johnson.
Did you get yours?
I gotta get closer.
Wait. Hold everything here.
She told me not to do this.
Just ignore him.
Thank you.
Chelsea Collette. Miranda Rasmussen. Congratulations.
There too. Here. Where are we looking? We're looking over there. We're looking here. We'll practice.
And Rebecca Glass.
She gets hers off mine. Congratulations. Oh. Congratulations.
Do they have a camera back there? One round for all of us.
Thank you again, everyone. What a remarkable group of young women. So can we ask all of the Gold Award recipients to stand, please? The Gold Award, the Curve Bar, or the first class to stand as well in our adult attendees. We got a few more there. That's good. How about having anyone stand who helped support or guide the girls who are here tonight? Or were you Recipients, these are the people who helped get you where you are today, and we look forward to watching you in the future. Thank you.
Audience attention. Color guard attention. Color guard advance. join me in singing taps.
It is done, gone the sun, from the lakes, from the hills, from the sky. All is well, safely rest, God is nigh.
Color guard dismissed. Audience may be seated.
So for your Gold Award certificates, we would like the Gold Award recipients to join us for a group photo out on the stairs.
I was a Girl Scout in my little hometown in Yamhill County, Sheridan. My mother was my Girl Scout leader, and it was the first time they'd had a Girl Scout troop for quite a while in the town I lived in, and so they decided they were going to start a Girl Scout troop. And one of the first assignments we were given was the city decided they wanted to do an Easter egg hunt in the city park, the whole city park. So we boiled and hard-boiled eggs and dyed hundreds and hundreds of eggs and hid them in the park at some awful hour of the morning. And then the little kids from all around town came and did the Easter egg hunt. So that was the first thing I remember doing as a Girl Scout. We didn't even have uniforms in my Girl Scout troop. We didn't, a lot of the girls were poor, and so we just didn't do uniforms. So my mother made the banners to put our badges on, and so that we could at least have one thing that looked official for Girl Scouts. So I helped her hem all of those, and then we helped the Girl Scouts who'd already earned badges. We helped sew them on for all the girls that were in the troop already. So it was one of those things that I felt really good about. My mother did most of the work, but I did a lot of it, and we just decided they'd feel more like Girl Scouts. Even without uniforms, they were Girl Scouts. So we wanted them to have something that reminded them of that, and those sashes with the merit badges on them certainly did that. One of the things Girl Scouts does is really encourage you to be involved in your community. I think once you've done community involvement, it's very hard to walk away from it. You know the pleasure that comes from it, you know the good that comes from it, and so you really become much more connected to what it means to be part of a community. And I think the citizenship part, where you really have an appreciation for history, an appreciation for the state capitol and for the law and for understanding all the things that are voting, all the things that are part of citizenship. I think those two come together and they just stay with you. I don't think they ever really go away. And I think the third component is Girl Scouts learn a lot about organization. So they know how to organize and get things done, and that's what makes successful people many times. It's not just the passion and the community service, but also understanding how to organize and get things done. And I think that's a Girl Scout trait.